Just a few short days ago, a series of formal proposals were officially put forward through various intermediaries, referred to as the American 15-point plan, which were then relayed through Pakistan and several other friendly nations. At that specific time, we clearly announced that such proposals are both incredibly excessive and entirely unreasonable, as well as being completely illogical in their nature. It is important to understand that the fact that the Islamic Republic of Iran presents its views on a plan very quickly and courageously should by no means be seen as a sign of retreat or backing down before the enemy in any way.
Hello, Mr. Spokesman. Good day to you.
Hi there.
There are currently several unofficial reports circulating which suggest that a new plan has been proposed to end the war. At the same time, we are seeing various contradictory statements from the US president, who is setting firm deadlines and threatening Iran with further military escalation and direct attacks on its critical infrastructure. First of all, my question is there a new plan to end the war between Tehran and Washington? And second, what is your response to the US president's remarks which constitute war crimes? Thank you.
We have already gone over this plan in a very clear and detailed manner. Just a few short days ago, a series of formal proposals were officially put forward through various intermediaries, referred to as the American 15-point plan, which were then relayed through Pakistan and several other friendly nations. At that specific time, we clearly announced that such proposals are both incredibly excessive and entirely unreasonable, as well as being completely illogical in their nature. Regardless of the specific details of that proposal, which, as I have already mentioned before, was completely unacceptable to us, drawing from our own specific national interests and strategic considerations, we have carefully developed and clearly articulated the comprehensive set of demands that we had in the past and still firmly maintain today. Look, we are not ashamed in the slightest to voice our demands and our perfectly legitimate, logical, and deeply held desires. It is important to understand that the fact that the Islamic Republic of Iran presents its views on a plan very quickly and courageously should by no means be seen as a sign of retreat or backing down before the enemy in any way. While the courageous defenders of our homeland are sacrificing their lives to defend our country, the diplomatic apparatus must also fully fulfill and carry out its solemn duty and responsibility. The basis and the primary criteria we follow are national interest, national security, and the legitimate and rightful demands of the people of Iran. Since we had a clear understanding well in advance of what we wanted and which strategic boundaries we were absolutely unwilling to cross, our position remains entirely clear even now. Therefore, from the very first moment this discussion originally arose, we have carefully formulated our strategic responses. Whenever it is deemed necessary, we will make it a priority to explicitly provide comprehensive information regarding the official announcement and the specific manner of its delivery. Furthermore, it is not at all strange or unusual for intermediaries to convey the viewpoints and perspectives of both sides. As I have previously mentioned, a nation that is guided by sound logic, a nation that knows what it wants and what it simply cannot accept, has no hesitation whatsoever in expressing its positions. These positions were established and consistently communicated through various intermediaries right from the initial stages, and it is only natural for this ongoing exchange of messages to continue further. But the process of diplomatic negotiation is in no way compatible with ultimatums, serious crimes, or the issuance of aggressive threats of committing war crimes in any international context. The Islamic Republic of Iran and the Iranian nation have a very, very bitter experience of negotiating with America, and we certainly did not acquire these valuable experiences through simple or effortless means just to want to ignore them so easily. As I have mentioned before and want to emphasize, in these specific conditions where our enemy is steadily intensifying the volume of its crimes, and with each passing day we see it committing a new crime, all our attention must be focused on defending the country. The diplomatic apparatus, as one of the pillars of the system, performs its duties in the field of explanation, documenting crimes, and also in the field of actively and decisively responding with great courage and in an explicitly clear manner to the entirely illegitimate and unfounded claims and demands of the opposing side involved in this conflict. Regarding the various threats that have been made against us, it must be stated clearly that the specific act of making such threats is considered to be a war crime under global regulations. It is incitement to war crime. It is normalization of war crime. That you consistently and repeatedly at various and unpredictable time intervals continue to threaten a sovereign and independent nation with hostile intent, with the destruction of energy infrastructure, industrial infrastructure, and at the same time, in the form of a division of labor to the Zionist regime, give this green light to attack non-military targets with your cooperation or alone. These are examples of war crimes according to both international humanitarian law and the statute of the International Criminal Court. Without a doubt, any nation providing assistance or actively participating in the commission of these heinous crimes in any way at all must be held strictly accountable for their actions. 2. If they are members of the International Criminal Court, to the International Criminal Court. If they are not, they must certainly be held accountable within their own national frameworks. All countries should clearly understand that any kind of accompaniment and active cooperation with America in committing its crimes will be regarded as a war crime and a crime against humanity. They must be held strictly accountable and questioned.
Our objectives are very simple and clear. We are systematically dismantling the regime's ability to threaten America or project power outside of their borders. That means eliminating Iran's Navy, which is now absolutely destroyed, hurting their Air Force and their missile program at levels never seen before, and annihilating their defense industrial base. We've done all of it. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their missiles are just about used up or beaten. Taken together, these actions will cripple Iran military, crush their ability to support terrorist proxies, and deny them the ability to build a nuclear bomb. Our armed forces have been extraordinary. There's never been anything like it militarily. Everyone is talking about it, and tonight I'm pleased to say that these core strategic objectives are nearing completion. As we celebrate this progress, we think especially of the 13 American warriors who have laid down their lives in this fight to prevent our children from ever having to face a nuclear Iran. Twice this past month, I have traveled to Dover Air Force Base, and it's been something. I wanted to be with those heroes as they return to American soil, and I was with them and their families, their parents, their wives, their husbands. We salute them, and now we must honor them by completing the mission for which they gave their lives, and every single one of the people, their loved ones said, "Please, sir, please finish the job," every one of them. And we are going to finish the job, and we're going to finish it very fast. We're getting very close. I want to thank our allies in the Middle East, Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, and Bahrain. They've been great, and we will not let them get hurt or fail in any way, shape, or form. Many Americans have been concerned to see the recent rise in gasoline prices here at home. This short-term increase has been entirely the result of the Iranian regime launching deranged terror attacks against commercial oil tankers in neighboring countries that have nothing to do with the conflict. This is yet more proof that Iran can never be trusted with nuclear weapons. They will use them, and they will use them quickly. It would lead to decades of extortion, economic pain, and instability worse than we can ever imagine. The United States has never been better prepared economically to confront this threat. You all know that. We built the strongest economy in history. We're going through it right now, the strongest in history. In 1 year, we've taken a dead and crippled country. I hate to say that, but we were a dead and crippled country after the last administration and made it the hottest country anywhere in the world by far, with no inflation, record-setting investments coming into the United States, over $18 trillion, and the highest stock market ever, with 53 all-time record highs in just 1 year. It all positioned us to get rid of a cancer that has long simmered. It's known as the nuclear Iran, and they didn't know what was coming. They've never imagined it. Remember, because of our drill baby drill program, America has plenty of gas. We have so much gas. Under my leadership, we are #1 producer of oil and gas on the planet, without even discussing the millions of barrels that we're getting from Venezuela. Because of the Trump administration's policies, we produce more oil and gas than Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. Think of that, Saudi Arabia and Russia combined. And that number will soon be substantially higher than that. There's no country like us anywhere in the world, and we're in great shape for the future. The United States imports almost no oil through the Hormuz Strait and won't be taking any in the future. We don't need it. We haven't needed it, and we don't need it. We've beaten and completely decimated Iran. They are decimated, both militarily and economically and in every other way. And the countries of the world that do receive oil through the Hormuz Strait must take care of that passage. They must cherish it. They must grab it and cherish it. They can do it easily. We will be helpful, but they should take the lead in protecting the oil that they so desperately depend on. So to those countries that can't get fuel, many of which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, we had to do it ourselves. I have a suggestion. #1, buy oil from the United States of America. We have plenty. We have so much. And #2, build up some delayed courage. Should have done it before. Should have done it with us, as we asked. Go to the Strait and just take it, protect it, use it for yourselves. Iran has been essentially decimated. The hard part is done, so it should be easy. And in any event, when this conflict is over, the Strait will open up naturally. It'll just open up naturally. They're going to want to be able to sell oil because that's all they have to try and rebuild. It will resume the flowing, and the gas prices will rapidly come back down. Stock prices will rapidly go back up. They haven't come down very much, frankly. They came down a little bit, but they've had some very good days over the last couple of days. We've done actually much better than I thought, but we had to take that little journey to Iran to get rid of this horrible threat. With our historic tax cuts, where people are just now talking about receiving larger refunds than they ever thought possible, they are getting so much more money than they thought. That's from the great big beautiful bill. Our economy is strong and improving by the day, and it will soon be roaring back like never before. It will top the levels that it was a month ago. I've made clear from the beginning of Operation Epic Fury that we will continue until our objectives are fully achieved. Thanks to the progress we've made, I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We are going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong. In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable. Yet if during this period of time no deal is made, we have our eyes on key targets. If there is no deal, we are going to hit each and every one of their electric generating plants very hard and probably simultaneously.